Let's go!
Hey everybody, welcome to RefTime, sponsored by Ref Training School and Hoosier 3on3. This is Tanya.
And you've got Crane here. We'll be covering rules, plays, points of emphasis, and all things official, not too serious, in a fun sort of way. So come join us. All right, welcome to another segment of RefTime. In the words of one of our past guests, welcome to RefTime. I like the way she said that. I'm your host, Crane Hearn, co-host Tanya Hearn down at the other end. There's the great Tanya. And we have with us some special guests today. The wonderful, the one, the only, the greatest in the whole wide world, Mr. Tyler and Jillian Sellhorn.
Hello.
Did I do that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did they good? Touch me. Bam, bam. Miss Jillian, how old are you?
I am 11 years old.
What grade you in?
I'm in fifth
Fifth
grade.
grade. What school you go to?
Kroninger.
Kroninger. I was trying to say things with you, but I didn't get out fast enough. And Dad invited you to the show with us today. Why?
So, the morning after the Arlington Park Kroninger Elementary School game, he gave me this long, elaborate story about who you were. And he said, and he asked me if we wanted to be on your podcast, RefTime. And I'm not going to go with the elaborate story because that's going to be about 5 minutes. So.
Oh, okay. So what was your answer?
Shout out Reggie.
Right? Reggie.
And just all the story of, the 2009 state championship. And, I wanted to explain, Northwestern, Spurs, the whole bit, right? I wanted there to be some
5 minutes.
I wanted there to be like some context to
backstory to
who
it.
Crane and the Hearns were beyond just some podcast guy.
And some referees.
So what she's telling me is, that was the boring part. I didn't want to talk about that. That's what you're telling me,
All
right,
I
Miss
heard
Jillian?
was, do you want to be on a podcast? And your answer was,
Sure.
absolutely.
Well, I'm so glad that Dad talked you into coming to be on our show. And we're going to make this the Jillian show. How's that?
Doesn't have a good ring to it. How about the Jill show?
Well, she had to put the hand. She's the Jill show. You just say,
Well, you had the hands on the mouth, giving us the greatest of all time.
well, I mean, it's great. So, all right. So let's talk a little bit about, because I think you told us you do a show as well, right?
Yes, so I do a lot of podcasting in like the remote space.
Okay.
I'm this is a TV studio show and that sort of thing, but I'm more so like from the home office to somebody else's home office sort of podcast. I hosted the remote show from We Work Remotely, a remote focused job board.
Is it called the remote show?
Yeah, it was. Well, it's no longer producing episodes, but I did about 60 episodes with them. There's probably like 80 some overall with them.
Are they still running it?
They are not.
Okay.
My current podcast is called Speak Easy, and we are a podcast about communication and productivity systems, and just really centered around and sponsored by an AI note-taking application called Cleft, and so we talk about that a little bit, but really we're just interested to learn from other people that know how to do communication well and how to do that better ourselves.
He sounds just a little bit more complicated than me, doesn't he? Just a little bit more.
I am an internet person on the internet doing internet things, yes.
All righty then. You just scared me with that statement. All righty then.
I feel like I need to sit down with him and
probably. We can
learn
learn a
about
lot.
the internet.
Yeah.
Because, I think I know stuff, but there's so much.
What was that new thing? It's not so new now. It came out before the Internet of Things. That was the going saying about 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
That's not a big thing anymore anywhere because everybody knows it's the Internet of Things, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not talked about as a hot item, but your phone is a device that is a thing that's on the internet, right? We think of the internet being ubiquitous in most places. I mean, there are places where it doesn't exist, but nowadays, you think about your smart home devices and those sorts of things. That's what they're talking about when they say the Internet of Things. So I'm looking forward to when we have ref whistles that record the decibels with which you're, you've seen these players, they've got the the device that they're wearing underneath their jersey,
yeah,
like to track their location.
They say I'm
and their
mic'd up
speed
and that kind of thing.
Well, I'm mic'd up, but I'm saying even like player locations are tracked on the court now, and how fast they run.
I didn't know that.
What level is that?
Oh, I mean, all kinds of levels.
That's mostly pro. That wouldn't be high school.
Yeah,
or
not
anything,
in high
would it?
school.
I'm asking. I don't think so, would it?
I've definitely seen all levels
Okay.
making use of those kinds of devices where they're using additional data that's being gathered by networked internet-enabled devices and storing that data. I mean, sometimes like we were talking ahead of the show, like we use. I'm involved with Snyder Football and like some of the video taking there and the tech team there, but we have a network that sends video just amongst our devices. It's not connected to the internet, but it's using those same technologies to send video around. Well, that's what they're doing with those. You always see the soccer players exchanging jerseys after the game, right? You see that thing that's still on them, right? That's what that is. It's tracking how far they ran, how fast they ran. Some of them even hook up to like biometric data, so like how much they're sweating or what is in their sweat, or like how much like their like heart rate things, and those are it's like the training staff is like keeping track of who needs to be subbed in and out because of how they're performing on the field.
I never knew all this. I'm glad we invited you. Seriously.
So are you wearing this device in the 5th grade? Seeing how fast you run?
No.
You're not worried about it right now? How many baskets did you score the other night?
Arlington.
Yeah.
I forget.
Did you score any baskets?
Well,
Okay.
last night you put some in.
Yeah, I had like 6.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
6
scored
baskets?
6 points or 6 baskets?
6 points.
6 points. Nice job. Can
But
you make your
wait.
free throws?
I didn't get fouled.
Okay. But do you make free throws?
Well, actually, we had a ref who had recent thumb surgery, so he was like in the sling. So that's why he wasn't calling some of the fouls. 'Cause I got slapped across the face. He was not calling some of the fouls.
He didn't call the foul because he got.
I think he called one shooting foul.
He was in a sling.
Yes, he was in a sling.
You
with
had
like,
a referee with only one good arm.
Yes.
Correct.
That is interesting, because that is what we do reffing, and to hear a referee with one arm on the court,
But he had the other arm.
yeah.
Still, as a matter of fact, I did one the other day. It was so weird. We were working this last Saturday or whatever, and I called a foul. And normally when I call a foul, I go up with my right hand. And for some reason, I called the foul, and I went up with my left. And when I did it, I was like, oh, that was weird.
But what's really weird is she writes left-handed.
Okay.
Yes, I
But she
am a
does-
lefty. Yes,
Well, you like when you played basketball, you shot right.
yes.
And you batted right when you played softball. So she
I
physically,
throw.
you throw right, and she does the major physical things with her right, and then she writes with her left hand. So it's
And eat.
That's weird, yeah.
You're weird.
No,
So
I'm not
anyway.
weird. Jillian, am I weird? Don't answer that. Anyway, so Jillian, so Dad he's a thinker. You can tell.
He's a nerd, isn't he?
He's a thinker. He's not a nerd. He's a thinker.
I can be both.
He takes pride in being a
He's
nerd.
definitely a nerd.
Yeah. Yeah.
He like, yeah, I am a nerd.
Yes. Yes.
He'll take ownership.
Was it Christopher Reeve and Superman?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So you
Are
really
you a
take
nerd
pride in
with
being a
your
nerd?
dad?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okie dokie.
Maybe.
Yes. I mean, like I claimed it right away to say
Yes,
that
you
like
did.
the internet is a thing for me, like
Yes.
as a person. But I think, being someone who understands and works with technology and wants to be somebody that helps other people be better by teaching the robots to do the robotic things, so that people can be even better. Like in the space of officiating, right? I think there are certain things that like the computers don't get tired. The computers don't blink. The computers, they're good at things that humans aren't, and then the humans are better at things that the computers can't do.
And computers are consistent.
Right,
Really? You think you can computers
I mean,
are consistent?
I guess I think about it. You think about computers, and while yes, they are great for what they can be used for, But then they also do melt down. They stop working. They shut off. They run out of juice. Or
True,
different
but
things
compared
happen.
to humans, they're
Yeah.
a lot more consistent.
Well, I think you can see the improvements in
absolutely.
like line calls in like a game like tennis, right? You think about those reviews are instant, right? Versus when you have to put the person behind the camera and watch the replay over and over. Did it happen or didn't? And sometimes it's because it's a judgment call. But things like out of bounds or did the goal go in, right? Those are things that computers can watch, and you don't even have to have a human reviewing that.
There's been a debate on, and I just found it very interesting what Jillian said about you had an official out there in a sling. What you were saying was different. You said, you went up with your left hand.
Yeah, but I'm thinking the guy with the sling, he should have been able to use his
No,
other
I get
hand.
that, but I mean, to me, to have an official in a contest, no matter what the sport is, and you visibly only have one arm to use, to me, that takes away from the game. That takes away from the contest. It plays in a player's mind.
Yep.
Because you and I played basketball, and if a referee comes out there and he's got a sling on or a cast on a finger, I'm looking at him or her like, can they do their job efficiently? And it affects my game because I'm mentally wondering about that person.
Well,
But
actually, at the game, so he would either kick the ball to us to pick up if we went out of bounds, or he would have us pick it up instead of like
see what
handing
I'm
it to
saying?
us.
That is a little bit awkward.
Yes.
That means the official is not able to do their game effectively.
Yeah, but he was there. It was a body.
Yeah, well, and I think that's one of the things that,
Yeah.
obviously Jillian's young,
Yeah.
and we're, like our basketball journey together right now is, very developmental, right? And I think that, if I was to say anything to your all's audience, like, I think it is so important to be, even if you happen to have an impairment, right, to like center the experience of the player, right, and to, obviously the officials have a huge impact on the game and how it gets played, but like, we had players that still struggling to obey consistently the rules around dribbling and all of those, and we were able to still have a game, even though we're saying, hey, this is still teaching them about what's right and what's wrong in the obeying the rules, but at the same time, like they had an impairment. That doesn't impair them to be able to coach the player up to say, hey, you guys stay behind the line when you're passing the ball in from out of bounds.
Yeah.
Hey, you pick the ball up and put it back down. Okay, well, you got to pass it, or you got
It
those
just
sorts
looks
of
weird to
instructions.
me, though, Tyler. It looks weird for me to
Oh,
see
it was
a referee
weird.
with.
Oh, it was weird.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now, I got to get back to something you said earlier about being a nerd. She calls me a
he's a
nerd.
nerd, too.
See, she calls me a nerd. I'm not a nerd.
He's not as nerdy as you.
Well,
Tyler,
anyway.
In that respect.
Anyway.
Like, he's a different type of nerd.
Okay, I take that.
He's a
Anyway,
talkative nerd.
I'm a what?
Talkative nerd.
Whatever. That's what girls say when they don't know what else to say. Whatever.
So he's saying he doesn't know what else to say.
Anyway, you were telling me you're a nerd.
You don't have a comeback.
Exactly.
I'm gonna get you after the show. No, what I'm saying is, you're a nerd, but when you said you're a nerd and you said I am, you're taller than I am. You 6'5"?
I am 6'4".
Well, I'm looking up to you.
Okay.
I mean, when we're
shrinking.
standing, whatever. I'm not shrinking. I'm not shrinking, Miss Jillian. But when I'm standing next to you, you look taller than me. And when I see us standing next to you, so what I'm saying is, I've never associated the word nerd with tall basketball players.
Yeah.
He doesn't play basketball.
He used to.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
but
Once my
And he
time.
think, and
But
he would
let's-
say he
let's
was
go-
been a nerd all
Well,
his life.
Wait,
Okay.
let's go back to what he said about his basketball.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got to
Okay,
repeat
all right.
that.
Yeah,
That was-
so
His
so
position in
yes,
basketball.
yes, I did play basketball, but I had what is called put-back range. So I never got my own shots, right? I was permitted to put the ball back in off of somebody else's miss. On offense, that was
Your
my
job
role.
was to get the rebound and put it back.
Yes. The offensive rebound, and if it wasn't inside of put-back range, it was my job to get it to somebody else.
So they could shoot.
Yes, exactly.
Now tell me about the
Now on
defensive-
defense, though, I had 5 fouls, right?
And you used every one.
And it was my job for the primary ball handler to be thinking about me and the fouls that I gave to them when I was on the bench.
That is scary.
Did you disperse your fouls throughout, like the 4 periods or the 4 quarters, or
As
did
soon
you get
as,
all
soon
in
as
one?
I had the opportunity to give a foul to somebody driving the lane, it was my job to give it immediately. There was no, like it wasn't a problem for me to be on the bench.
Actually, I can kind of relate to that because she knows when I played, my job was nobody comes into the lane. I used to say a word that she told me to stop saying, so I would say nobody come into the lane
Impeded.
I like to come up with something a little bit more intimidating.
Okay.
He'd hit him
Hard,
hard.
which is what he did.
Okay.
That was my role as
My
well.
question
him
then
hard.
is, where did you play?
I grew up in Rockford, Michigan, just north of Grand Rapids. The head basketball coach. So if you remember Steve Marley with the Suns.
Yes.
Okay, his
Good ball player.
his twin brother was the head basketball coach when I was at Rockford. I was one of the obnoxious students in the middle of the student section, who would heckle the other team while they were at the foul line, and
You were the one I used to hear.
Yes,
Okay,
yes, that was
yeah.
me. I admit it.
And you took a lot of pride in that.
Well, yes, and you're like we
But you're 6'4", so you couldn't hide.
right.
So everybody knew it was you.
Well, yeah, it was us. Yeah, it was us. I would say it was us. I don't think I am bold, but probably not so bold that I wouldn't.
Back then, you were probably a little shy. too.
Yeah.
You wanted to blend in a little
A
bit.
little
more.
bit. Yeah.
All right,
so
it's time for a test question.
Okay.
Oh.
So you guys got a little contest going on. Jillian, you asked me before the show started what the candy is for. It's for if you get the questions right.
Well, he'll give the candy to me either way, unless it's something
There
that
is
he likes.
we don't allow that.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So my first question is, I'm not going to ask that because you won't know what it is. Okay. The jump ball and restrictions end when A. You got to let me read them, Ms.
Okay,
Jillian.
okay.
So the jump ball and restrictions end when A, the ball contacts an official, B, the touch ball contacts the floor, C, the touch ball contacts a non-jumper, or D, all the above.
Do I get to answer first?
Both of you.
Oh,
Yeah.
D.
You say D, all the
Yes,
above?
I
You
say
think
D.
so?
Yes.
You gonna stick with that answer?
Yes, I'm gonna stick with that.
Are you sure?
Oh wait, no. Okay.
Don't let him convince you to change.
I'm just asking questions here.
That's what he does.
Oh wait,
He tricks
Let's
you.
stick
I am
with.
not a
If
trickery
he's
kind of
trying to
person.
talk you out of that, he's
I
trying
am
to
not
get
a
you
I
away from
put
his
my
head.
foot down. I'm sticking with D.
You put your foot down. That was your Gatorade. That wasn't your foot.
I put my Gatorade down. I'm sticking with D.
Don't let her talk you into getting that question wrong. Don't let her do that.
I stay with my answer.
What do you think, sir?
I'm gonna back her all the way. I mean, she put her Gatorade down on that. Some folks stand on business. She put her Gatorade down on
Well,
that.
I hate to tell you this, Miss Jillian, but ding, 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 you got the question right.
See,
Oh, she's over there. She gave you the answer, didn't she?
I did not.
Okay.
She did not.
Okay, you get to choose some candy. You can
want that
come
big
out
one?
of football bucket. You can come out of this.
Let's
You a
see.
chocolate person?
What would my siblings not like? I'll have.
Today, Miss Jillian, we got more
No.
questions. Oh, Snickers is a good choice. All right, you got one, Tanya?
What?
You got
No,
one?
I don't.
Okay, don't stand up anymore because you mess up your microphone.
Oh,
Okay.
oopsie doops.
We'll reach them to you. Well, I might reach it to you. I don't know.
Yeah,
If it's
he
one,
might.
If it's
He's-
one that I would choose, then it may not get
Let's
down
see.
there. Just saying.
All right, here we go. When does a player officially become disqualified? You know what that means?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And become bench personnel? Is it A, immediately after the player's 5th foul, B, immediately after a player commits a flagrant foul, C, immediately after the coach has been notified by the official, or D, immediately after a player has been notified of the player's 5th foul?
Wait, what does flagrant mean?
Flagrant means like they punched them or something really
Technical
bad.
foul?
It's a technical, but a flagrant means they're out. Like we throw them out right
You
away.
did something bad enough that we threw you out of the game.
Flagrant foul. The one
Yes,
with the
flagrant.
word flagrant in it.
I think I would center the official's word, right? Because there may be some deliberation
I wanna
about who the foul was given to, right? I would imagine it's the officials declaring it to the coach. That's when they are disqualified.
I want to say the official declaring it to the player.
Okay, so you're going with C and you're going with D.
Mhm.
What do you think?
Well, I know the answer, so
Do you?
I'm gonna let you tell them which one.
Dad got it right.
Aw, darn it.
Ding, 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 ding. I love doing that.
Okay, well
I love doing that.
I got to get these.
Oh, yeah, Dad loves this.
Michigan man here.
Uh-oh.
Got to get the Detroit-made cars nuts.
Okay, I got
Is
another
that
one.
what that is?
Oh yeah.
I never even thought about it.
Now, Jillian, you may know this one. You ready?
What?
Hair adornments, such as beads that are securely fastened to the head and do not present an increased risk to the player, teammates, or opponents. Oh, I'm sorry. I read that question wrong. I just gave you the answer. So, a player may wear hair adornments, such as beads that are securely fastened to the head and do not present an increased risk to the player, teammates, or her opponents. I read that wrong because anyway, I read that wrong. But, so I just gave you the answer, so we can't do that one. But a headband with long extensions tied in a knot at the back of the head, is that legal or not? A headband with long extensions tied in a knot at the back of the head. Is that legal?
Like in a bun?
Yeah, is that legal in high school basketball?
That is legal.
It's legal? What do you think, Dad? Think that's legal?
What was the question again? I was not listening.
If like it's
A headband with long
extensions
extensions?
tied
I'm going to abstain from
You cannot abstain. You're a referee
dress
now.
code
You-
violations.
You're a referee. You're a temporary referee. You cannot abstain. You have to make the call. If I'm on the floor, I can't say, well, I abstain because I don't know the rule. No, give me an answer. Right or wrong? A headband with long extensions, so the headband is long since like a ponytail, is tied
But it comes around
in a
your
knot
head
at the
and
back of the
it's
head.
tied
Is that
in a knot.
legal?
Sure.
Not your
He
hair.
said sure.
The headband.
You gave me an
So
answer though, right?
headband
You
with
gave me an
that
answer.
Yeah,
tied
you know the
in
ones that they
a-
take and they take it around their head and they
And then they
tie
tied
it
it
up.
in a knot.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
it hangs down.
You think that's
And
legal?
it's tied like
Is it
that,
legal
like
or
a
not
bun?
legal? Yeah, but it hangs down here.
Yeah, it's a headband.
So like that.
Yes.
Okay.
You think that's?
Yes, I think
And
What
you
did Dad
say he said sure.
Sure.
Actually, it's illegal.
Okay. All right.
it's
So
It's illegal
Wait,
because
can I actually trade my candy? I can't eat these with braces. I just realized that.
yeah, I'll eat it for
yeah,
you.
we'll worry about that.
I'll eat it
We'll
for you.
switch it out.
No,
later.
no
Okay.
trading. I'll just eat it for you.
No.
You got a question for it, Tanya?
I have a question, I guess. We only have a couple minutes left, though.
Yeah.
So, where'd my question go? I lost my question.
I think we only got a minute or two.
Hmm?
I think we only got 1 or 2 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. How many periods are there in a basketball game?
Boys or girls?
It's the same.
Oh, 4.
Okay. Good. So you know that much. Which of the following is true regarding extra periods? So, A, the length of each extra period shall be 5 minutes. B, now this is high school.
Okay.
How long are the periods in high school, do you know?
Aren't they 15 minutes?
They're 8 minutes. Oh, okay.
Our minutes are.
Your games are different. Yeah.
Ours are also 8 though.
Yeah, that's right.
They are.
But they're a running clock. In high school, we don't run the clock. If we blow the whistle, the clock stops. All right, so which of the following is true regarding extra periods? The length of each extra period shall be 5 minutes. The game ends immediately when a team scores. C, extra periods are an extension of the fourth quarter. Or D, all of the above.
I'm gonna go with the extra periods are 5 minutes.
Okay,
I agree.
stick with that.
Yeah. I put my Gatorade down.
See, I wouldn't trick you. No.
I love doing that.
It is actually C. Extra periods are an extension of the fourth quarter. And then what that means is all the fouls that occurred in the fourth quarter, that carries over.
So you would still foul out.
You would
You
still
couldn't
foul.
come back and
yeah.
hit anybody else.
Yeah. But
No, I'm still
Overtime.
disqualified.
Yeah, you can't come back and hit somebody. in
You already told the coach I couldn't play?
yeah, the extra
Coach, please don't put him back
the
in.
extra
We have
periods
blood.
the extra periods are typically supposed to be half of whatever your quarter was. So if you're playing 8-minute quarters, your extra quarter would be 4 minutes. Or like JV, they play 7-minute quarters. So their JV, the extra period would be 3.5 minutes. But everything that happened in the fourth quarter would carry over. So if you used all your timeouts, then you don't have any timeouts, but you get one extra one in overtime.
Cool.
So,
Well, I think we are just about out of time. So I want to just thank you guys for coming on.
yeah.
This has been fun. Miss Jillian, you are interesting. You are. So you go to Kronecker.
Yes, I do.
You get good grades?
Yeah, on principles honor.
Excellent grades.
I would have thought so. Did you get good grades in school?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
He's a nerd.
Yeah. Well,
You call me a nerd, but I didn't
You're
get
a
good
nerd,
grades.
and I told you you were a different kind of
Different
nerd.
kind of nerd, I guess. I don't know what that means.
well,
But
I just as a parent, for the refs listening and to the refs here at the table, I just want to say thank you because we have a great game, right? Basketball is great. I say this to officials that are on Friday nights at Snyder games to say thank you to them that we have a great game, but we would not have it without you. So I just want to say thank you to all the refs listening and the refs here that we really appreciate those that really do emphasize the opportunity for students to learn from the game and to learn from you as you express yourselves as referees.
Even the one-armed officials.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I mean,
I'm never going to forget that.
well, I wouldn't have called it a well officiated game, right?
It's hard to do with one person, though, too.
But well, it's very hard to do with one person, and it's also hard to do with one arm,
Yep.
and it's also just hard to officiate developmental level sports. It's the players barely understand what they're doing,
Yep.
right? Let alone like how to respond to an official,
Exactly.
and that's hard. So thank you for embracing those moments and helping players learn.
Well, thank you guys. We appreciate that. And hopefully we can be able to get you guys on again soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So thanks again for joining us. And for those who are viewing today, we thank you guys for joining us. We'll be back in the studio again soon with another segment of RefTime. So with that, we want to say goodbye and good game. All right.
Check out our website, www.reftrainingschool.com, and then also Hoosier 3-on-3 for any updated tournaments.
Because we have our shirt
leagues,
there, Hoosier 3-on-3.
and training classes.
All right.
So thank you guys.
All right. Take care, everybody.